Today we will discuss some topics that have been going on, such as Migo Lee sentenced to 14 years in federal prison, SlimeGetEm beef with videographer Wax Bando and his producers, and we will also get into this recent news of rapper Lil Zelli being shot and killed. The first topic we will get into is this recent beef between SlimeGetEm, Wax Bando, and some of SlimeGetEm old producers. Recently, Wax Bando would upload a very old video of rapper SlimeGetEm before he was famous, and this would be around the time SlimeGetEm was rapping under the name Slime Hundo. The streets would be confused on why this old SlimeGetEm video was posted by Wax Bando. But a few days later, Wax Bando would post and say how SlimeGetEm copyright striked his channel for uploading that old music video. Wax Bando would say, "If my channel get taken down, just know, y'all can thank it SlimeGetEm Foundation Media. Y'all keep letting these outsiders blank our scene for some money. I'm the one who believed in motherfuckers before they had before niggas was even buzzing, and they gone. Threatened me to take my channel down. Not right." Shaking my head, SlimeGetEm would also fall out with some old producers he used to work with, such as producers Huncho, Prod by Grim and Prodigy. SlimeGetEm would start beefing with Huncho. After Huncho would get SlimeGetEm music video took down at 600,000 views, and this is because SlimeGetEm wasn't paying. For the next topic we will get into is this recent passing of rapper Lil Zelli. Lil Zelli was a popular rapper from Rockville who started rapping some years ago, and he would gain a lot of buzz in the DMV area. Recently, Lil Zelli would be killed in Rockville after he would be found dead in his BMW in the middle of an intersection, and another dead body would be found near Lil Zelli too. The article would say, the Montgomery County Department of Police, MCPD, said detectives are investigating after two people were found dead hours apart in Rockville Friday morning. Details are limited. However, police said one of the investigations is underway at the Sleep-In Hotel located at 2 Research Court. Police told DC News Now that around 7:40 a.m. on January 17, officers with the Rockville City Police Department were called to the parking lot of the hotel where they found a person dead. Currently, it is unclear if the person was a guest at the hotel. On Friday morning, multiple Montgomery County police officers and detectives were on the scene, and crime scene tape was placed around the parking lot of the business. This investigation comes just hours after another person was found dead on Shady Grove Road, about half a mile away from the hotel. Police said the person was located inside a BMW that was in the middle of the road. Detectives are working to determine if the deaths are connected.
A death investigation underway in Montgomery County. Police say that a person was found dead this morning inside of a car in Rockville. This was the intersection of Shady Grove Road and Research Boulevard. Investigators say that police officers were patrolling the area at around 3 this morning when they saw a car at the intersection and found a person dead inside. About a half mile away, another person was found dead at the Sleep-In on Research Court. Police are working to find out if the two incidents are related.
Now, we haven't ruled anything out. Our detectives are trying to locate witnesses. They're also trying to locate if there is any surveillance footage that captured this crime so that we can understand what occurred here.
Well, as for how they died, police are still working to learn the cause, and we will certainly keep you updated.
And for the last topic we will discuss, Migo Lee gets 14 years. Recently, Migo Lee would be sentenced, and before his sentencing, he would post and send a message to the fans. He would also get people like Terrell Lewis and his girlfriend to send letters to the judge, hoping for the judge to give him a light sentence, not a life sentence, and Migo Lee would be sentenced to 14 years, alongside his brother Top Step, who I did a video on. The article would say, prominent DC rapper Migo Lee, a leader in the KDY drug trafficking crew, sentenced to 168 months in federal prison. Kali Brown and his brother, Kayon, operated in Northwest DC, Washington. Kali Ahmed Brown, 23, and Kayon Michael Brown, 21, brothers from Washington, D.C., and members of the violent Kennedy Street crew, KDY, were sentenced today for their roles in a massive drug trafficking organization that operated open-air markets in Northwest Washington, D.C. Kali Brown, aka rapper Migo Lee, pleaded guilty on September 20th, 2024, to conspiracy to distribute 100 kilograms or more of marijuana, fentanyl, and oxycodone. He also pleaded guilty to possessing a firearm in furtherance of a drug trafficking offense and to assault with a dangerous weapon. U.S. District Judge Beryl A. Howell today sentenced Kali Brown to 168 months in federal prison and ordered him to serve 5 years of supervised release. Kayon Brown pleaded guilty on September 20th, 2024, to conspiracy to distribute 100 kilograms or more of marijuana and oxycodone and to possessing a firearm in furtherance of a drug trafficking crime. Judge Howell sentenced Kayon Brown today to 147 months in federal prison and ordered him to serve 5 years of supervised release. The sentences were announced by U.S. Attorney Matthew M. Graves, FBI Special Agent in charge; Sean Ryan of the Washington Field Office, Criminal and Cyber Division, DEA Special Agent in charge; Gerard Forget of the Washington Division, ATF Special Agent in charge; Anthony Spotswood of the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms and Explosives, Washington Division, IRS Special Agent in charge; Kareem Carter of the Internal Revenue Service, Criminal Investigation, Washington, D.C. Field Office, and Chief Pamela Smith of Metropolitan Police Department. According to court documents, KDY members operated open-air drug markets on an 11-block stretch of Kennedy Street in Northwest Washington, D.C., as well as surrounding streets. Like many drug trafficking organizations, DTOs, KDY armed itself with firepower to facilitate the drug trade and defend its territory from rival crews. As Migo Lee, Kali Brown served as a public face for the Kennedy Street crew, publishing rap videos and social media communications that glorify violence against opposing crews. In addition, Kali Brown regularly utilized Instagram to advertise his narcotics, most predominantly pharmaceutical opioids and counterfeit versions thereof, for sale. Independent of the advertisements, Kali Brown also regularly boasted on social media about the spoils of his drug trafficking. Early in the morning of October 10th, 2022, Prince George's County Police were called for a report of a shooting at the Brown family residence in Bowie, Maryland, where Kali Brown, along with co-defendants Keon and Miesha Brown and Jovan Williams, all resided. Upon arriving at the residence, officers noticed multiple bullet holes in the living room window, blood on the living room floor, spent shell casings, and a trail of blood on the front entryway near the front door. After obtaining a search warrant, law enforcement recovered 3 firearms, as well as numerous live rounds of ammunition, firearms accessories, and large-capacity magazines. Overall, throughout the residence, officers found and seized nearly $47,000 in cash. In addition, law enforcement seized 103 pounds of marijuana stored in hard-shell luggage, 66.2 grams of crack cocaine, and an aggregate of 106.4 grams of oxycodone pills and 79.6 grams of methamphetamine pills. Roughly 1 month after his family residence was searched, Kali Brown and his associates committed a shooting outside Jackson Reed High School in Northwest D.C. on November 18, 2022. That afternoon, witnesses observed a male firing a machine gun indiscriminately near the north side of the school. The shooter then jumped into Kali Brown's vehicle before speeding away. More than 20 shell casings were recovered from the scene, some of which were linked to a machine gun recovered from the January 2023 search of a KDY stash house and forensically linked to Kali Brown. Just over 2 months later, on the morning of January 26, 2023, DEA agents conducted an interdiction at Baltimore Washington International Airport, BWI, where Kali Brown and several other KDY members were stopped on returning on red-eye flight from Los Angeles International Airport, LAX, smuggling bulk quantities of marijuana. Kali Brown and co-defendant Herman Sinew managed to evade law enforcement, but surveilling officers followed their vehicle to the residence on D Street Northeast. Officers watched as the two men entered the house with 2 pieces of luggage. Law enforcement compared open-source photos of the interior of the house to the Instagram stories posted by Kali Brown and noticed distinct characteristics of the living room that were also present in his Instagram advertisements for pills. When officers entered the D Street home, they found Kali Brown, Keon Brown, and other KDY associates. Scattered throughout the basement of the stash house, officers found 10 loaded firearms, 2 of which were machine guns. 4 of those firearms were found in a suitcase resembling one that Kali Brown had been seen with when entering the house earlier that day. The suitcase also contained bulk quantities of marijuana, 351 fentanyl-laced counterfeit oxycodone pills, roughly 39.4 grams, and 50 oxycodone pills. Kali Brown's DNA was included on 2 of the 10 recovered firearms from the D Street residence, including the machine gun used in the November 18, 2022 shooting at Jackson Reed High School. The DNA of Keon Brown, Kali's brother and co-defendant, was included on 3 firearms, including a Glock 45 9mm handgun linked to 2 suspected retaliatory shootings in DC and Maryland on October 10, 2022. On June 26, 2023, as part of a coordinated law enforcement operation in connection with the investigation into KDY, Kali Brown was arrested with his co-defendants, Tristan Greedy Ware and Miesha Brown, at a known stash house at 5th and O Streets Northwest, where both Kali and Miesha Brown had been observed by law enforcement conducting narcotics transactions. Law enforcement recognized the apartment from a music video Kali Brown published shortly before his arrest. Also concealed within the apartment were 6 loaded firearms, 4 of which were machine guns. A high-capacity drum magazine, about $3,000 in cash, and numerous bags containing about 3.5 kilograms of marijuana packaged for distribution. On November 17, 2023, Keon Brown participated in an armed robbery and carjacking spree in the district. First, at approximately 7:40 that evening, Keon Brown, Williams, and a juvenile KDY member carjacked a man in Buzzard Point, stealing his Chevrolet Corvette Tesla key with an AirTag affixed to it and AirPods. An hour later, the same men, along with several additional accomplices, robbed 3 men at gunpoint in the 800 block of P Street Northwest, stealing multiple phones, a wallet, watch, and pair of shoes. Law enforcement ultimately tracked the AirTag to an apartment building in the 4700 block of Benning Road Southeast, where Keon Brown and Williams were arrested in a laundry room. In the room, 4 firearms were also discovered, including a machine gun with Keon Brown's DNA on the weapon. On his person at the time of his arrest, Keon Brown had a bottle of 62 oxycodone pills for distribution. That's the end of this video. Like, comment, subscribe.